Hi, I'm Amber Campbell, co-founder and brewmaster at Good Buzz Kombucha. Today I'm going to be showing you a basic recipe for making your own kombucha at home. The ingredients we'll need for that is some sugar, some tea, and you'll need a SCOBY and a bottle of Good Buzz kombucha. You'll want to make sure and use good clean spring water for brewing your kombucha, just to make sure that it doesn't come into contact with any chemicals, because it does affect your SCOBY. Now, I like to heat up my water in a teapot because it gives it a better temperature rating. So we're going to use 4 liters of water for our batch today, and 1.7 because that's how much fits in this kettle. Once your water is boiled, just let it sit for a couple of minutes, and it will make sure that the tea doesn't get burnt, which passes on the flavor to the kombucha. And then we're going to take our pot. We're going to pour our water into our pot. So a standard ratio for making kombucha is you're going to use about 2 teaspoons of tea per liter of water. That's about 2 tea bags worth of tea. I'm using loose leaf tea today, and I'm using about a 1/3 cup of loose leaf tea for this recipe. You're just going to put that into your boiled water, and then just take a spoon and stir it around, and then you're just going to let that sit for about 20 minutes. So once your tea has steeped for about 20 minutes, you're going to add your sugar. And again, for this recipe, we're brewing 4 liters of kombucha. So we're going to use 1 cup of sugar. Sort of a standard ratio is about a 1/4 cup per liter of sugar. You don't want to add too much sugar because it gets the kombucha really excited, and then they eat and eat and eat, and then they go to sleep. So it doesn't quite do what it's meant to do. So you add your sugar, and you want to make sure that you add your sugar after your tea has steeped, because the sugar actually takes up volume in the water, so you won't get the full steep that you're looking for. So once all that sugar is dissolved, you're going to cool it down by adding it to cool water. And we're going to take out our tea leaves that we have in here. So we're going to take our tea and we're going to just pour it through the strainer into our water, our cooled water here, and it's going to bring down the temperature. We'll mix that tea together. Next, you're going to add your starter kombucha. Good Buzz Kombucha is the best brand to try, simply because it is raw and unpasteurized, and it doesn't contain things like stevia or erythritol. So simply add 1 bottle of your Good Buzz Kombucha to your 4-liter batch of kombucha, your tea broth. Then you're going to mix it. Mixing it is important. You want to make sure that that liquid is all combined so that it brings down the pH level of your tea and prevents any mold from getting into there. And then lastly, you're going to add your SCOBY. SCOBY stands for Symbiotic Colony of Bacteria and Yeast. And every time you make a batch of kombucha, it will create a new one. You want to secure a towel over the top to keep the bugs out using a rubber band. A kitchen tea towel or face cloth will work fine for this. I don't recommend cheesecloth. Little gnats can get through the cheesecloth, so something that will prevent bugs from getting into it. Once your brew is finished, simply put it in a warm spot. either your hot water cupboard, or I've in the past used a seedling pad. So you just put a towel in between your seedling pad and place your kombucha on top of there in a warm, quiet spot for about 7 to 10 days. At day 7, you're going to taste your kombucha, and it should be slightly fizzy and slightly sweet. So it's been 7 days since we brewed our kombucha, and I have tasted it. Generally it's about 7 to 8 days that you would brew it. And what we're gonna do now is remove our SCOBY. So we're gonna take our SCOBY and we're gonna drop it into this SCOBY hotel over here. A SCOBY hotel is basically where you take all your extra SCOBYs and you put it in a jar, and you just stack them basically on top of each other. And now we are going to funnel our brewed kombucha into this bottle. So you can just funnel it in here. It's always important to make sure that you have an original kombucha. Flavoring is good, but you always want to make sure that you have some original. Nice. And this one I'm going to flavor using lemon and raspberries. Simply drop them into your flip top bottle. And I'm just going to take the juice of 1 lemon. And then you want to make sure that you try to get your the liquid right up to the top. So after you've flavored your kombucha, simply put it in a warm spot for about 3 days. And during that time, it's going to bottle condition. So it's going to be building up that carbonation, making it fizzy, and then simply chuck it into the fridge, let it cool down, and then enjoy. Using a flip top bottle is important, I think, when doing this, because you can sort of burp it a little bit, and because it does get quite fizzy and explosive sometimes. Anytime you're adding sugar back into the kombucha, it gets the bacteria really excited, and they eat, and it causes CO2 to form in the bottle. Thank you for watching my how-to video, and send me an email if you have any questions. Cheers from Good Buzz.